Hello student. Today we will discuss ecology from class 7. So what is ecology? Logy means study and eco means our environment. So it is a study of our environment. Next, what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is interaction between biotic and abiotic components. What are the biotic components? Biotic component means human, goat, trees, rat, ant, snail, birds, etc. That means who have the living organisms. And what are the abiotic components? That means rain, humidity, temperature, etc. Air. So now is a new term that are producers. Who are the producers? Producers mean who can make their food by their own, that also calls autotroph. Here is the sun is the main energy source of life on earth. Autotrophs use light or chemical energy to make their food. Example plants, algae and also bacteria. Here is an example of bacteria who can make their food by their own by the light source. The example is cyanobacteria. Next, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which trees uses light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and carbohydrates. And what is chemosynthesis? A new term here. This is performed by bacteria use chemical energy to produce carbohydrates. So here is the equation 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O by the light energy source it converted into 6 O2 plus 6 H12O6. This is called glucose, which is the main energy source of our living system. Next are the consumers. Who are the consumers? Consumers are the organisms that rely on energy and food supply, also called heterotrophs. That means who cannot make their foods by own. They can depend on other sources like plant. They are depend on plant sources. Now a new term called herbivores. What are the herbivores? They obtain energy by eating plants. The example of herbivores are cow, goat, or here is an moth is an example of herbivore. And carnivore, they are the animals like lion, tiger, they eat meat. Omnivores are new term that are deer eat both plant and animals. So student, you can understand what I am trying to say you. Now are the decomposers. Decomposers are bacteria or some viruses that breaks down dead organic matter. After our death, the decomposers are decompose this dead body. Dead body means a dead tree or a dead animal. They can grow on it and decompose them. Feeding interaction. Energy flows through an ecosystem in one direction from the sun or inorganic compounds to autotroph and then to heterotrophs. That means a single line. Sun, a tree, then comes through heterotrophs and next autotrophs. Feeding interaction: energy flows through an ecosystem in one direction, from sun to autotrophs, that means trees, and then heterotrophs and then final consumers. Next, a new term is called food chain. Food chain is a series of steps which organisms transfer energy by eating them. Here is an example that grass which eats cricket, then cricket eats by frog, and frog eats by an raccoon. So grass is an autotroph, then cricket is a primary consumer, frog is the secondary consumer, and raccoon is an tertiary consumer. Here is an example of a food chain or a food web. And food web is network of food chains. That means large number of food chains are called food web. Here is a question, student. You can see what is producer. So here is the answer will be grass. And who are the consumers? They are called fox. Here is a trophic level. That means producers are eaten by primary consumers, and primary consumers are eaten by secondary consumers, and secondary consumers are eaten by fishes. You can see these diagrams. The producers, second is primary consumers, level 3 secondary consumers, and level 4 is tertiary consumers. Here is an example of food web. Hogs are the main tertiary consumer. And now here is a new topic called ecological pyramids. This is the diagram that shows the relative amount of energy or organism content which each trophic level of food chain or web. That means if sun produces 100% energy by through the plants, then when the plants are eaten by a goat, the energy will transfer to goat is 10%. That means 100 to 10. And when the goat is eaten by a lion, the energy decreases and the final energy is 1%. So energy pyramid shows the relevant amount of energy available at each trophic level. Organisms in trophic level use available energy of life process, photosynthesis, cellular respiration, etc. Here is a rule called 10% rule I am discussing in previous slide. This is called Lindemann's law. So student, here a question will come in the examination that what is Lindemann 10% law. And now term is called biomass. Pyramid represents the amount living organic matter at each trophic level. This is called biomass. So students, this is for today. We will next discussing in our next class. So student, please read these slides very carefully, and if you have any doubts, please feel free to contact with me. I will always ready to help with you. Thank you. And I am ending this class. If you have any query, please ask me in our next class. Thank you.